In the frostbitten town of Black Hollow, nestled at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains, the Coleridge mine has loomed like a scar on the landscape for over a century. Once a booming coal operation employing over 1,200 men, the mine was mysteriously shut down in 1957 after a collapse that, according to the official record, killed 42 miners. But residents of Black Hollow remember it differently. "My grandfather worked down there," says Martha Ellison, a lifelong townsperson. "He said something came up from the lower shaft, something that wasn't human. When he came home, he wouldn't sleep near the basement again." In September 2023, when 3 college students from West Virginia University vanished while filming a documentary on haunted locations, Coleridge Mine made headlines once again. Their final footage captured on a corrupted memory card recovered near the mine's entrance contained only 34 seconds of usable audio. The last words were, "It's not abandoned. There's something down here." Chapter 2. The Return to Coleridge. Driven by curiosity and fear, the local sheriff's department launched a week-long search of the mine with no results. But the mystery caught the attention of independent investigator and former geologist Daniel Rourke, who had spent his career debunking urban legends tied to geological phenomena. "I figured it was just a case of cave-ins and kids getting lost," Rourke later said, "until I saw the rock formations in the old mining maps. Something wasn't right." Rourke received permission from Black Hollow's town council to conduct a private survey of the Coleridge tunnels. Along with a team of 3, a drone operator, a geologist, and an ex-rescue diver, he descended into the mine in October 2023. They were underground for 5 hours. Only Rourke came back. Chapter 3. The Survivor's Account. Rourke's initial report was dismissed by federal investigators as the result of trauma and possible gas exposure, but his recovered helmet cam, along with encrypted notes sent to a trusted colleague, tell a darker story. The footage begins with standard cave exploration, narrow passages, collapsed timbers, low oxygen warnings. But as the team reaches the original restricted shaft, a section seal, after the 1957 incident, treadings on their instruments begin to malfunction. Thermal signatures spike and drop erratically. Compasses spin. Audio picks up deep, rhythmic vibrations that don't match any known machinery or seismic activity. Then the team hears it. A sound described in the logs as a layered voice, like many people speaking at once, but underwater. 30 minutes later, communications go silent. What Rourke recorded in the final hour of footage, before collapsing at the mine's entrance, is deeply disturbing. Shadowy figures, movement in total darkness, a cavern pulsing with bioluminescent veins, and a towering silhouette that appears to watch them from alleged. Its limbs disproportionate, its head crowned with what looks like bone or antler-like protrusions. Rourke's last words in the video: "It's not just the mine, it goes below the mine." Chapter 4. The Forbidden Tunnel. Following Rourke's incomplete but chilling footage, an anonymous whistleblower from the Department of Geological Anomalies, a little-known sub-agency within the U.S. Interior Department, contacted a local journalist, claiming that Coleridge Mine had been flagged since the 1980s. This mine, the informant wrote, was built on a network far older than coal seams. Something is buried deep below the Appalachian crust predating human civilization. According to declassified surveys from 1961, a drill team had attempted to explore a vertical shaft beneath Coleridge known as Tunnel 13. What they encountered was enough to shut down the project overnight. The official explanation: methane gas leaks and unstable rock formations. But the sealed report told a different story. Borehole sensors detected hollow spaces not formed by natural processes. Several chambers, at depths of over 3 kilometers, returned symmetrical radar reflections suggesting artificial geometry. And then there were the audio anomalies, infrasound readings that caused nausea, hallucinations, and panic in experienced geologists. None of this ever made it into public record. Instead, the shaft was flooded with concrete, the entrance welded shut, and the mine was abandoned. Chapter 5. The Church's Silence. What few outside Black Hollow know is that just months before the Coleridge mine collapse in 1957, the town was visited by a representative of the Vatican's Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. Father Emilio Corvani, an exorcist and linguist specializing in ancient Semitic texts, arrived under the pretense of conducting a spiritual audit. He stayed for 2 weeks and spent most of his time underground with the mine's owner, a man named Samuel Cartwright. What happened during those visits remains unknown, but after Corvani's sudden departure, Cartwright went into seclusion. Within a month, He was dead in apparent suicide. Years later, in 1984, a private letter from Corvani was found in the archives of the Vatican Library. The letter reads, "There is a gateway beneath the earth, older than Babel, older than Eden. What sleeps there is not asleep. It waits. I fear this town rests above a mouth that was meant to remain sealed until the final trumpet." The church has never officially acknowledged the letter. Chapter 6. The Miner's Journal. In January 2024, local historian Joanna Havers unearthed a journal buried among items from a Black Hollow estate sale. It belonged to a miner named Thomas Brenner, who survived the 1957 collapse but disappeared from town shortly after. His entries are as detailed as they are terrifying. April 3, 1957. We hit something today. Rock didn't break right. Looked like bone, but harder. It made a sound when we drilled like screaming iron. April 9, 1957. Lights flickered. Joe swears he saw figures walking in the new shaft. No one else saw them. I believe him. April 12, 1957. Final entry. It's not a mine anymore. It's a wound. Something beneath is bleeding into our world. The journal includes drawings of spiraling sigils, humanoid shapes with extended limbs, and strange lattice structures that match no known natural formations. One symbol in particular, a three-pronged spiral, appears repeatedly and matches carvings found in the mine during Rourke's expedition. Chapter 7. The Ritual Chamber. A month after the release of the Brenner Journal, a private team of spelunkers and urban explorers calling themselves the Hollow Seekers illegally entered the Coleridge mine. Using Rourke's maps and satellite imaging of terrain subsidence, they located a previously undocumented chamber beneath Shaft B. What they found was not natural. The room was roughly spherical, about 60 feet wide. Its walls lined with smooth, basalt-like stone. Unlike the rest of the mine's rough-hewn rock, this surface was polished to a near-mirror finish. Around the chamber's perimeter were stone pedestals, 12 of them each carved with a distinct symbol from the Brenner Journal. The three-pronged spiral was, in the center, engraved into the floor. At the chamber's heart stood a stone dais with shallow depressions shaped like hands, human, but elongated, with 6 fingers each. One explorer described the air as thick with vibration, even though no sound could be heard. When they placed a bare hand into one of the indentations, the chamber began to hum. The explorers fled in panic as cracks appeared in the floor, revealing a faint red glow beneath. They uploaded 12 minutes of footage to a private server. The footage was quickly scrubbed from major platforms, but independent archivists managed to preserve it. That night, 3 members of the Hollow Seekers were found in their homestead from apparent heart failure. The 4th vanished. Chapter 8. The Non-Human Remains. In April 2024, under intense public pressure, the state government commissioned a forensic examination of artifacts recovered from the mine during the initial 1957 rescue efforts. These items had sat in storage for decades, dismissed as debris or discarded equipment. Among them were 3 unusual objects: a fragment of dark metallic bone fused to mining equipment, a leathery hide of unknown origin preserved in mineral salts, a single elongated skull, approximately 18 inches long, with no matching species in any known database. Independent biologists analyzed the skull's DNA. Their conclusion: no mitochondrial correlation with any terrestrial life. The bone density suggested a creature adapted to high pressure, low oxygen environments deep underground. One researcher, speaking anonymously, said, "If this isn't extraterrestrial, then it's something far more terrifying. It evolved beneath our feet, alongside us, but hidden, ancient, watching." The state coroner attempted to suppress the report, but the whistleblower ensured copies reached international media. Chapter 9. The Truth Beneath Black Hollow. So what exactly is under the Coleridge mine? The evidence points to a network of artificial or semi-artificial caverns constructed long before recorded history. The symmetrical patterns, the radiation pockets, the anomalous materials, the psychic effects reported by survivors. And then there are the eyewitness accounts, hundreds over the decades, describing figures in the dark, strange dreams, and voices echoing from sealed shafts. All signs suggest the mine intersects with an ancient structure, part temple, part tomb, part containment chamber. Whether it was built to house